Hi, this is Mark Fleming with CERECDoctors.com, and we're here at Dentsply Sirona World 2018. We're with CEREC Doctors, like I said, and we want to tell you a little bit about ourselves, what's happening, what makes CEREC Doctors better than anything else out there in the education world with CEREC. We have Darren O'Brien, Mina Barsoom, and Ross Enfinger. Ross is going to lead off talking about the new courses we're offering at CEREC Doctors. Ross?
Oh, glad to take that one, Mark. We've got some really exciting stuff going on. We've been working on new courses and just incredibly excited to be able to make some of those announcements here at this meeting, particularly. As many of you know, we launched a new course called Level 7, Treating Comprehensive Cases with a Digital Workflow. We did that last year, and that was an all brand new course designed for large case management with CEREC. So it fit really well into the curriculum, and we've moved that into, now we're calling that Level 4B. So it's a real complement to the anterior course Level 4. In addition to that, we've added on to the Level 6 courses too.
With the integration.
Yeah, so Level 6 is the integration course, CEREC and Galileo's integration that Farhead does. And Farhead has worked on a lot of new content with Level 6B now. And that's going to be about grafting and soft tissue management. Great course. I think that all of us, even as faculty, have been begging for something like that. So we're excited that Farhead has that to announce. And then Farhead and I have collaborated on the new course 6C, which is about all on implants. So it's going to be a management of full arch implant cases with a digital workflow, including some chairside CEREC as well. So. Cool stuff.
Okay, Mina, talk about what we've been doing. Like, we've been specifically in Scottsdale for many years, like 11 years now, in fact, since 2007. Tell what's happening in Charlotte.
So if you haven't heard, we have an East Coast Center now, and it's going to be incredible to be able to offer all of our courses and all of our training programs on the East Coast for a lot of our doctors who do live on the East Coast. And if you haven't been in the facility, it's really incredible the way everything's been laid out and the technology that's available there. So we're excited to be able to offer all of our courses and all of our workshops down in Charlotte.
Okay, one of the best things that I think about CERECDoctors.com and what really makes it really unique out there is the friendships and the camaraderie, and a lot of that builds off the discussion boards. Darren's been part of the community for a really long time, and why don't you speak to that?
So I would say probably my favorite thing about CEREC Doctors is really the community that we've built. You know, we do exactly what we tell our kids not to do. We meet people online, and then we go to a foreign hotel in like Vegas or Florida, and then we meet them in person.
Don't try this at home, and please don't judge.
So, but in saying that, you know, dentists live in their nice little shells, and they occasionally get out, not very often, and probably not often enough. But with this, we have friends that we can ask questions. I mean, these guys get questions from each other. We text each other daily. But the community that started all on the forum, where you feel free to come in, ask questions. Nobody's going to, you know, knock you down. Nobody's going to make you feel bad. We're there to try to help people. And, you know, I think watching Ross on stage yesterday is probably one of the greatest things, because we had him and Dan Butterman, and I remember them when these guys were just starting their speaking careers and just starting to get out there. And, you know, Ross does amazing stuff. He deserves to be on that kind of stage, and we can promote those people, and they get this feeling of community, and then Sam walks through.
I'm especially enthralled with the leadership that we have.
Yeah, the professionalism of said leadership.
And it's just mind-boggling, and words can't describe, therefore I won't.
Right.
But that's how we roll. Now, as you can see, it's a great group of people that are willing to help. One of the biggest things that I think we can do is pay things forward, helping people get involved with the technology, help them work it into their practice. I know one of the biggest things with the courses, as Mina has alluded to now, both in Scottsdale and Charlotte, is having people to be able to bring this into their practice right away and get it integrated. That's one of the main things. And with implants, Ross, talk about integrating the aspect with CEREC and the control and everything that you have with implant.
Yeah, sure. I mean, Mark, I agree with you. It's all about implementation. And just to touch on what Darren said about the community, I wasn't placing my own implants 5 years ago, and a lot of my mentors were, and including the people on this panel, and so they pushed me to grow. And the encouragement that I've gotten from this group has been pretty phenomenal. Because when you go home to practice, you find all the excuses not to do it. So the implementation, to see your friends do it, gives you that extra nudge to make it happen when you get back home. So the integration that you're talking about with CEREC and cone beam is phenomenal. I mean, I could go on and on about it. I will just say that, without the training that I got through CEREC doctors, there's just no way I can imagine doing that.
Mina, speak a little bit about ortho and your journey through that and how you've instituted, but now controlling everything inside the practice.
So ortho's kind of near and dear to my heart when it comes to the software. It's a product that's out there that really gives us a lot of flexibility when it comes to making appliances and taking full arch scans that are very accurate because of the way that we're able to scan. And now with 3D printing coming on board, we're able to make appliances and make splints and night guards and all that kind of stuff with that software. So to me, it's a really major game changer when it comes to CEREC, because when I first bought the CEREC, it was making crowns. We didn't have implants, we didn't have ortho, and now we have all of these extra solutions, and it's great to share that knowledge with the doctors when they come into our workshops and show them how to use this technology to do other things with it.
And Darren, well,
I was going to say, not just the workshops. That goes back to what you're talking about with the forums and the digital library. As soon as something new comes out, somebody like Mina or Ross or Mark, myself, will have videos ready. So, like the other day, the 4.61 software was released to the U.S. We had videos all ready to go so that you can start. You don't have to go back to your office dreading the fact you got to download something and you've got to try to work your way through this and figure out what the hell's going on. You've already got a roadmap that's designed out for you because of this community that's willing to support people all around the globe to make sure that they're ready to roll on Monday morning, whether they come to a class or whether they're just getting a software download that they need to know what the hell's going on with it and troubleshoot things with it if they need to.
So what I'd like to touch on right now, we have this little side deal. It's called CERECDoctors.com, the magazine, a well thought out title for the magazine.
How did you come up with that title?
It was many sleepless nights. Nothing having doing with the magazine, but it was many sleepless nights. Anyway, you have an article coming out which will drop a couple of weeks here now, but utilizing the concepts of SPEAR and laying out a treatment plan, but then pulling it off with CEREC. Could you speak a little bit about that?
Right, which is a lot of what Ross was talking about with the level, what is now level 4B. But Ross and I, and me and as well, have all been cross-trained. We've gone to SPEAR. I was actually starting with SPEAR before he was in Scottsdale. And that's where we first met, and I first worked with Sam when he was still teaching out of LA. It just so happened everything ended up in the same place for me, which made life really simple for me. But we take those same concepts. So CEREC is just a manufacturing process. So for when you're doing the restorations, you still plan out the case the same way. And so what we did in this case is we figured out where we needed this patient. We figured out, first off, what the problems were, how to diagnose the problem, what we wanted to do to fix it, and then we had to formulate a treatment plan and a treatment path that was going to work out. And that was following all the principles of SPEAR to temporize him, which I then milled out. Once I got the wax up to, actually I didn't even wax him up. I opened up the virtual articulator, developed the open occlusion that I needed, developed the length that I needed, put those in, did everything I needed to. He wore that for 4 months to make sure everything was healthy, dialed in the occlusion, and then we just copied that right in the mouth. And it was all the same principles that we utilize in SPEAR, just done in a digital format where I never had to take an impression.
And along those lines too, also in the magazine, Ross, speak to the Scottsdale Protocol that we just went through and we're using in 4B.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, speaking of a lot of sleepless nights, we worked really hard to come up with a standardized protocol for full mouth rehab with CEREC. We've all done these cases, but there wasn't one way to do it that worked across the board for every case.
Right.
You know, we had a lot of workarounds, and we had to figure out how to make things happen with the software. Now with the virtual articulator digital smile design, we've combined all those things together along with the restorative predictability of CEREC, and we've put it together stepwise in a course and in level 4B now, and we've turned out the Scottsdale Protocol for full mouth rehab.
Another thing I believe that makes us unique, it's not only the digital library, but also what makes up the digital library is almost like CEREC on call. One of the things that I do when I'm sitting in my office, besides helping create content or getting logistics of what's going on in the lab, is that people, if they're having difficulties in their practice with a case right away, they can upload the file that's unique to CEREC. I can download that, put it on the machine that's actually in my office, do the case, capture it on Camtasia on the screen, and get that back up onto the website like within 10 minutes. So the beauty of that is it not only takes care of the problem that person's having at that specific instance, but I actually track these things also. Within like a day's time, 50 people have watched that video. So that means other people are having the same difficulties, but they're also helped with that simple 5 to 8 minute video now, and they're able to troubleshoot their own problems in their office. So I think that's one of the more unique things that CERECdoctors.com has to offer.
Well, the forum is basically a chat network. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a chat support network. Because like the case you texted us this morning, like there was a
Correct.
case this morning that the doctor had everything imported, was ready with the design of the implant, had the CAD/CAM file, could not move on to getting the DXD file out to then mill out their surgical guide that they wanted. And they're like, patient's coming in 11:30.
Yeah,
and it was like 10
thought,
o'clock.
Well, I thought well
And-
ahead on this one.
Yeah. And so Mark, Texas, I get on there. I'm literally sitting at the pool with my app, making a response to them on how to do it. And then she was able to move forward. She got it. She got the DXD file exported, and she's off and milling, hopefully with enough time before the patient shows up.
That's really the beauty of the community. I mean, the majority of us are here, right? And someone was having trouble, and we're able to help them remotely from anywhere in the country, which is, you talked about paying it forward, and that's really what it comes down to. And, you know, we all went through the workshops and learned, and it's helped our practices, and now we can share that with the new doctors.
So, anything else, guys, you want to add before we wrap this on up?
Not that I can think of.
Okay, well, please visit the website, read the magazine, check out the videos that we just put up 130 new videos on the new software release. Check us out. We're here to help, and, just happy CERECing, everybody. Thanks.
Thank you.